Hello, and welcome to another daily devotion. As this week we talk about putting our prayers into practice, what we say we believe into real life action and how it manifests itself in the different ministries of the church. Well, I was a freshman in high school, and I remember that after gym class, we used to have to dress and then go out and sit on the benches in a hallway till we were dismissed for our next class. And I remember after one particular gym class, I'm not sure exactly what was said, or I remember in the locker room, kids were making fun of this other kid, Mark, and really laying into him. He had a little bit of a speech impediment, and they were really giving him a rough time. And when we went to the hall to sit down, everybody was sitting in their groups, and here was Mark, sitting by himself, way at the other end, wanted to be left alone. And I sat down next to him and just started talking to him. I don't remember what I said. All I remember was that he asked me if I'd like to come to his birthday party. I said, sure, when is it? And he said Friday, which was like in 2 days. Now, I had hardly known Mark. I had hardly talked to him before. I just knew he was hurting and was feeling alone and wanted to lift his spirits and encourage him. When I went to the birthday party, it was like 2 other kids there. It wasn't a lot. And my mom was late picking me up, so we were walking in the woods, and he said, just out of the blue, that he had been having, he kind of laid all this stuff out. Some stuff going on in his family, some stuff that he was worried about, and then being picked on at school. And he told me flat out that he said, if you hadn't talked to me that day, I was going to end my life. I thought, whoa. He said, you're my best friend. And again, I'd known him less than a week. And when I think about the ministry of congregational care, it's meeting people where they are. It's drawing alongside people when they're hurting. It is an extension of the love of Christ that draws up alongside a bench and says, you matter. There's somebody who sees you and who cares about you. And it's bigger than my care for you, Mark. It's bigger than my care for anybody. It's a reflection of a greater love, right? That calls us before. You didn't choose me, I chose you, Jesus said. But congregation care is that ministry that seeks to remind people by a ministry of presence, by saying, I've got you. You're not alone, no matter what you're going through. And I've seen time and time again over the years where somebody's lost a job, somebody's child has become ill, somebody's going through depression, somebody's been wounded by somebody else. And whether it's the ladies of the luncheon group or the knitting group or the coloring group, or it's the ministry of sharing quilts, or congregational care itself, that by cards and calls and visits says, you are one of us, always treasured of us and treasured of God. So consider working with congregational care as an extension of the care of Christ in your life, to let somebody else know, to know your neighbor, who we say we love, but who you begin to know in person and makes it real.